Let's talk about that school. Uh, we start turning up. We had like crews. This classroom versus that classroom. This grade versus this grade and this grade. So we used to play fight a lot. We got a bathroom pass. A couple other dudes that we wasn't in the same classroom. I guess we was part of the same grade or group, or I don't really know. Like, we used to just rock with them anyways. But they got they got some hall passes too. And we was going to like certain classrooms, just collecting more people. And then I don't necessarily even know what happened. A few things could have happened. So it was a teacher we didn't necessarily like. So it's a possibility that we went to go bang on their door. Maybe that's not what happened though. I think it's more likely that we caught somebody slipping. But maybe it was a door. I know we was walking past certain classrooms and seeing people and mouthing stuff to them and all that type of stuff. But whatever action we did, whatever action took place, we all ran, and we were running through the hallway. Somebody opened up they opened up the classroom door, and they stepped out, and I had ran them over. It was some girl, and she was like Latin. She started crying, but we kept running. I don't really know how they caught us, but I think it was like one of those things. Whenever something bad was going on, they just knew, like, look for a few people, and it's probably them. I got bunched in with that group like way early. Like before I was even doing something, I just got grouped in with them. So whenever something would happen, they would come look for me anyways. Uh, I got suspended a bunch of times from that school. One time, I don't know what happened, but essentially the teacher called the office on me, so I knew that I knew they was gonna try to come get me. So I basically went on a run. I was gonna try to get off campus, but the way they had all the campus, like it's almost like trying to escape from jail. So like all the places I could escape and got away, all those doors was locked. Then the ones that wasn't locked, it's like they knew what I was thinking about, so they had people at the door, so I couldn't leave out the doors. I was basically just hiding from them, and they couldn't find out where I was at. So long. Every time I see one of them, I just go another way, and I just kept like being very elusive. They probably didn't know where I was at for like a cool 30 minutes, but they finally like created a good border. So it's like, all right, the school go like this. At this point of the school is where the bathrooms are. So it's a boys' bathroom here, and there's a girls' bathroom here. Both of the bathrooms you can enter from the outside, like the playground, and you can enter from the inside of the hallway. So I was like, all right, I see somebody down there. They still not peeping where I'm at. I don't know how, because I'm like basically in an open space. But I hurry up and I slide through the boys' bathroom. I'm like, all right, I gotta like go back through the hallway. I walk one way, and I see somebody down that hallway, so I cut back, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go back into the bathroom. I go back into the bathroom. I open the door. I start to see that they just like go check it again. So they about to come into the bathroom. Now it was this one security guard. She was big. She had to be 300-400 pounds. So I don't know how she got to where she got that fast. But once I seen they was coming back to the boys' bathroom, I went back through the hallway, and the moment I stepped out, she was right there. And I was like, oh yeah, it's rap. I know she was the one probably looking for me the most, because she was turned up. She was like, boy, where you been? Trying to catch me. I shook her. I shook her the first time. I should have just went. But I shook her the first time, and then I tried to shake her again, and it was too much room to cover. Like I couldn't shake her. And she grabbed me. She caught me. And they had me in the office. Not even in the office. They had me in it's like a room. It's a security guards that they got. They had me in that room. There was another time we was on a playground. Like I said, like my name basically just is always into something. Anytime something bad happened, whether I did it or not, I was just the person that like to come look for it. So something happened. I don't even know what happened, but whatever it was, I actually didn't do whatever they thought. So there's the other security guard. This dude was like probably like 6 something. Probably like 235, I wouldn't even say two, like he probably like 180 something. He was like real thin. And yeah, most of the times I be feeling like I can't take the adults. I can't fight them. But once you get past a certain point, like it don't matter if I can fight them. Like once certain things happen, like I'm probably gonna fight him or something. But the dude, he looking for me, and I'm like, I don't know what you looking for me for. Like he say, like what he looking for me for. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with that, basically. And then I'm like, how am I gonna be doing that if I just came from blah 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 blah? And he was like, something 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 something, and then he was like walking, trying to catch me, like he was far away, and he kept telling me stop, stop. I'm like, I'm not stopping because I'm not going with you. Like I didn't do whatever you talking about. He like something, basically saying you need to listen. So I actually stopped. He's like right here, we talking and stuff. And then like he was like, I don't know. I think at that point he was just trying to establish like he was the authority, because he like stopped talking about like what was going on. He was like basically yeah, like when I tell you to stop, you stop, and like I don't care about blah 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 and blah blah blah. I was just like, shut up. And then he like he roughed me up. He rubbed me up. First he like, once I said shut up, he was like, all right, now you going. Then he tried to like grab me, but I was like this way, and he was on the side of me facing this way. So when he tried to like, first he tried to like grab me, I shrugged him off, and I'm like trying to step forward. And he like tried to grab me again. He couldn't grab me. Somehow he got right back to like the same pace I was at, and then he tried to like push me because they had like these, for some reason they had these bars on the outskirts of the building of the school. I never knew what the bars was for, but they just had those bars. So he like pushed me like in between like that a little bit. So it's like, all right, I'm probably caught now because all you gotta do is hold the bar, and I can't get away. But he did like the same thing that one peacemaker dude did, where he ended up like trying to like put his whole everything around me. And I think I just like went like these, and then in the process of that I turned around. I actually tried to dip him. He was an adult, but he was like probably the skinniest adult there. I think I had a little bit more confidence that I could actually do it. He like fell a little bit, but he caught his balance back, and then me and him was pretty much like just tussling in the air the whole way. But he was like kept trying to pick me up. He had picked me up for a little bit, and then I guess like the way I was moving, like he would have to like put me back down, like it was like I just kept slipping out basically. Then we got into the security room, and he was like trying to hold me into the chair, and then we was really going at it up in there. I didn't get the best of him for sure. He was winning that one, but I was getting out. He had like, it's like this wooden chair with these two legs, and he had that like that, so he could like try to keep me in. Somehow I kept like just about to be getting out. Then one time I like lifted myself up, and I was able to climb out, and I got over. It's like a desk right here, so I was like on the desk getting ready to get out. Then the other lady I was talking about, she about 300-400 pounds. She came in there because they heard a bunch of bumping. Uh, they, she came in there. She like started helping them, and then once they finally got me, I think I heard them making like a couple of jokes. Like I think she was like, "Boy, he almost got you, huh?" I think he was like, "Yeah, he was kind of strong." Then I guess it was like time for me to get some lunch or something, so he went to go get some lunch for them. And she was like talking to me, trying to calm me down and stuff. She snuck me some food from the cafeteria, because I wasn't gonna be able to go to lunch. Like they was holding me in there. I remember that she was like, "If you keep on doing this, I'm gonna have to cuff you to the chair." She pulled out her cuffs. And then they left the room. I was like, I'm for sure about to escape. I was 100% about to escape. I got out the chair, and I went up to the door, and the moment I was getting ready to go out, like not only did I hear somebody, but I think I seen somebody too. I was like, man, I'm caught. So I was caught. Security guards, they was looking for me a lot. I used to just hide in different places. My teacher was like doing similar stuff too. Like I would get in trouble in class, and she'd be like, "All right, you stand X amount of time after class. Like however long I was disturbing the lesson, that's how long I gotta stay after class." Like stuff like that. So it'd be a couple of times with a bell ring, and it was most of the times when she was just too slow, and I got up out of there. And sometimes the thing is, I didn't actually leave. Like I didn't actually just go off the campus or go home. I had after school program, so I just left her pretty much. She'd see me too, like afterwards, and she just know like, oh yeah, I'm probably not gonna catch him. So she'd be like, okay, like wait till tomorrow. She'd call home. I'd get in trouble. But I feel like me getting in trouble didn't like necessarily make stuff better. Every time I got in trouble, I now had like the idea, okay, you told on me, I got in trouble, I got a whooping, now this about to happen, or now that's about to happen. Usually when I don't get in trouble, let's say I did something and then she didn't call home, I'd probably be chilling, like for however many days, probably until something else happened. Like I don't know, something else has always happened. I remember one time she had caught me. She like stood in the front of the door as soon as the bell rung, and then she's like letting people out like one by one, and then I tried to like slide through with some people, and she stopped the whole thing, and she like, nah, boy, get over. So she blocked me. I couldn't get out, and it got like to the point where it was like only like me and her, and then she blocked me. I couldn't get out. I got mad. Sometimes when I get mad, I'll just cry. But like I didn't know, like, it didn't feel like a cry, if that makes sense. So a lot of times I'd get mad, I would cry. I remember when I was a kid, I was really crying when I got mad. Or not necessarily mad. I would cry, and then because I cried, I'd get mad. But then the opposite started to happen. Where I would get mad, and because I'm mad, I started to cry. So those two things pretty much came hand in hand. I was just always crying. I remember being on the carpet, and I just had to wait till she was done. So they caught me on that detention. Remember one dude I was saying, he was my partner, he was a nerd, though, so like, there was nothing, I can't really explain it, but all the stuff that everybody was into, I was not into. Like, they'll be coming to school talking about all these cartoons. I don't know what they talking about at all. I knew about wrestling. That's about it, but I mean, I pretty much couldn't watch it. Our bedtime was sometime, and whatever that time was, wrestling would probably just be coming on. So we probably pretty much didn't watch wrestling unless it was like on a Friday. So I think I only watched SmackDown. I didn't watch all the other ones, but all the kids, they watched all of them. So they'll always be coming, did you see that match and all that? I ain't see none of it, but so me and that dude I was talking about, like nerd dude, we was partners, but we was partners because we was like loners. But that was it. Like we wasn't partners because I was smart. He was way smarter than me. His mom worked there, but she worked for like the pre-K kids, like kindergarten. So like after school, he'd go there, and I think we got in trouble because we was talking. But I think that we was arguing. Like, I don't know. I think he got mad that he was mad at me because I was hanging with different dudes now. And at the time, I didn't really understand. I was like, what's wrong with this dude? Like, we used to be cool, but when we stopped being cool, like, there was no problem between me and him. But I don't know what happened. Maybe he was just having a bad day, or maybe he was just wasn't rocking with me. Like, I can't believe you rocking with them now. I remember we got into an argument. I was like, dang, like those. So we had detention. And then once detention, like as soon as everybody cleared the classroom, I think the teacher was either like about to leave or she just left. But she essentially turned her back on us, and he so when we was arguing earlier, like he had I don't know. It seemed like he wanted to fight me, so I was like, oh, so you trying to fight now? Like, he just got up. His anger was like rage. It was like, what's up? He came towards me and I dipped him, and we was like on the carpet, and I had him like how all the OGs always had me like this, or my head was like where their stomach was at. So I was always like this. They always had me like that. And the only way I could do something if I tried to lift their legs or pull their legs from under them. Um, Granted, they always had their legs close, so I could do that most times. If they was to split one leg, then I wouldn't be able to really do it. But they never did like that. But I had him like that. He kept trying to like get my legs, and every time he tried to get it, I just dropped down and like scoop my butt out. I just kept doing that to him, and I don't know if she like must have just heard it before she was walking out or something, but she turned around and she was like, hey. At first she like tried to come break us up, and then she was like real small, and she weighed like probably like 80 some pounds. Basically like she probably like a little bit bigger than us, but she wasn't like she couldn't break that fight up. She kept trying to get in between us, but I mean it didn't work. So she like left the classroom to go get somebody else, and then by the time she came back, he was already gone. So I know he already got in trouble, because he was like getting in trouble already, like, because his mom would be like, I know what time school get out, so if you're not here by this time, that means you either got in trouble or you went and did something you wasn't supposed to do. So he was already mad at me, but I think he was also mad at that he was about to get in trouble. So that's why we really squabbled a little bit. We didn't throw no punches. It was just wrestling, basically. That was like a little common thing. I don't really know. That's something that happened with me a lot. Like, I was way more likely to try to grab somebody than I was to just try to punch them. For me, punches didn't work, and then even when people would try to punch me, it also didn't work. I don't know if it was like where I was at that they punched didn't get me or something, but people would try to punch me, and it was like they always miss. And then from that miss, I'll be trying to like run in and get them. They used to do this thing where they'd kick your leg. It's like square up like these for some reason. Then they'll throw a kick. Then they'll throw a punch after the kick. That kick hurt. That's the only thing that was keeping me from like getting them either. Most times they'll kick me, then I can't get in there. But I'll just stay out there, man. Some of the times, like I knew most of the people who were there, they was way better fighters than me. So I didn't approach them. Like, when we was fighting, I'd just stay back. And they fought like this, and I'd just be like this, because I don't know what I'm doing. What was the other one I used to do? I used to do one like that. I used to do one like that. That school was like had a lot of talent, like a lot of good dancers. A lot of the kids was already trying to rap. But it's like it's just like expression, but it's expression that is really deep in the culture of the location. So it made sense. Poems, they were doing like dances, like all that. It was like real deep in a part of the culture. They had clowns. They'd be on stilts and juggling and all that. They had a music program. My brother was in one. My brother was in the clowns. I wanted to get into the music program, but they just wouldn't let me. I don't know. I wanted to learn like an instrument. I remember one time they tried to make it like it was mandatory. So they had everybody from every class come and like do one session. But we didn't actually play the instruments. We pretty much just came in there and sat and watched the people who already knew practice and stuff. I think there wasn't getting enough kids or something, so the program was like getting ready to be exempt, something like that. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I want to sign up. I got the papers and everything. And I went home and I think I gave them to my mom. I don't really know what happened. Maybe it was something that you had to pay for. Like maybe you had to pay for the instrument. Like I don't know. But I didn't get in the little thingy. They also had an art class. And I knew that the art class was strange because it wasn't every day. But like once I got the art class, I wasn't as turned. But because the art class was like maybe once every Wednesday or something like that, it like wasn't enough art to keep me occupied. I also had like an art class at the school program. That's pretty much the only reason why I went. Then they had a drum class, West African, I believe East African drums. So I took that class too. So like those two classes, when I went up in there, I was like, very attentive. Everything else though, I probably wasn't attentive. I didn't know what's going on. Especially anything that had to do with like reading, I was out. Math, a little bit different. So I was still bad at math, but I could do math. So multiplication, division, once they got to that point, it was over for me. But the adding and the subtraction, like I could still kind of do that, but I wasn't able to grasp the concepts. I remember at my old school, like we had work to do. They used to have like a money machine, like a cash register with fake money, and all the kids, like you get to play with it when you was done. You could like buy a little food at the market. I just wanted to play with the money. I didn't know how to count or nothing, so I mean, I would do no justice with like what they were doing or something. I knew I was like real shy, always quiet, and like nervous, but also like that. Like everything just made. I don't know if it was anxiety. I don't know if kids get anxiety. That's what it'll feel like. If I look somebody in their eyes or something, or just even people like turning their attention towards me. That's why I usually was isolated. But I remember everybody was done with their work. Like everybody did their work. And like one of the girls, she was like real smart. She was real good at math. And when she was done with her work, the teacher said, "Okay, go around and help some of the others who ain't done." So she was going around helping all the other people, helping them do it. And then I was pretty much like the only one left. And then she came to try to help me. And I remember that's like the dumbest I felt. Like she was saying stuff to me. Okay, so you got 5, and then you got 3. Okay, but she like trying to teach me how to add and how to subtract, but she doing something with her fingers, and then she keep getting a answer. But I'm like, I don't know what she's doing. Like she'll be like, There's 2 ways she used to do it. Like first she'll be like, okay, so we got 8 minus 3. Like this is the way I think I learned, but this not what she was doing. She'd do something like this, and then she just had an answer. I'd be like, God damn, like I don't know what you're doing. But she was basically just finding the answer and then being like, so it's something. And I was like, yeah, okay. I'd just sit there looking like, all right. And then she like, so write that right here. I don't even know if I could write like the numbers, but she like had my hand like this. And then like I was done, but by the time I was done, whatever the activities they were doing on the carpet, they had like blocks that they was adding and counting. And, I don't know if y'all remember, they had like these little cubes. Like there was numbers, so it'd be like one of them is just 1, then there'd be like a stick. The stick got 10, then it'd be like a block. The block got 100, and then there'd be a cube, and the cube got I think 1,000. So they'd be playing and counting all that stuff, and I'd just be like, I want to play with the toys, but all this other stuff, I don't know what y'all talking about. But when I learned how to like count, it should have been with the cubes, but it wasn't. So the way I learned math is like it'd be a paper, and it'd be like kind of think about it, it kind of didn't make sense what they was doing, but it helped. So let's say there's 5 bunnies at the top, then at the bottom it's 3 cars. You take a line and draw 1 bunny to 1 car, and then however many is left, that's the answer. So that's how I learned math. All the counting and all that, like, yeah, I didn't get with none of that. So sometimes that's like what I'll be doing, but when that stuff wasn't on the paper, yeah, it was I couldn't figure all that stuff out. And it took me so long to like even start using my fingers, because I didn't even know what that stuff was. I think I didn't start using my fingers till I was like 9th, 10th grade or something. I remember somehow I was ahead at one point in time. So my second grade and my second time in the second grade, they was like low key teaching us how to do multiplication, but like I was saying, they was doing it with the pictures. So I learned how to do multiplication. But I needed the pictures. When I got to like the third grade, they wasn't using no pictures. But what they was doing, they was like trying to get you to remember all of the multiplications. So that's how there's so many songs that's like 2, 4, 6, 8, however that chant go. Like they use that type of stuff to teach you the multiplications. But one, I didn't learn a lot of those songs. But two, even when I did learn those songs, it didn't help me because I'm just getting the answers in order, but I'm not getting the number that it is. So in order for that to even work for me, I would have to like know like 2 is 2 times 2, 4. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have to do that, or that was wrong. It's 2 times 1, 2 times 2. So 2 is 2 times 1, and then 4 is 2 times 2, and 6 is 2 times 3. I would have to know the other number, not the answer that I'm getting, for that to work. So at some point in time, like I knew some of the answers, like 5, 10, 15, 20. I knew all of that. I think before the second grade, like I just knew that song. And we used to count. We used to always hear that too. We wasn't necessarily using it to count. But I knew that concept. I knew it's another one. Oh, it was a song. You go 3, 6, 9. Not that one. They had another one. But that's really how we knew how to remember that one. So the Yin Yang Twins, you know that. 3, 6, 9. One more time. Oh, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get to the window. Yeah. So we knew that little fragment of that song. And because we knew that, the teacher would be trying to teach us one. He'd be like, 3, 6, 9, the moose drank wine, the monkey chewed tobacco in a streetcar line, and the line broke, and the monkey got choked, and they all went to heaven in a little rowboat. So, at first we couldn't remember none of the other stuff he was talking about. But we knew that 3, 6, 9 part. So, when we was first starting off doing multiplications, we was only doing the little stuff. So we wasn't going farther than 3, 6, 9 really. So we only needed to know that, so we knew the threes, or that of the threes that we knew. So I knew some of the threes, I knew some of the fives. Well, I knew all the fives, but I didn't know how to get the answer, basically. So I knew how to count from 5 all the way to 100 by fives, but I didn't know how to group them to the number that is being multiplied by 5. Twos, I knew how to do the same thing with twos. Like I could go from 2 to probably like 16. Like around, even before 16, it started getting tricky. Like I know 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Then I gotta slow down. 12, 14. So like around there, I capped out, but I knew all of those. Everything else, I ain't know none of that. And it was like that for a long time, but I remember my grandma told me, she was like, I don't know, I don't know how to do that either. Like I didn't learn multiplication either. But she was like, she got through school because she knew how to. My grandma taught me math basically. She was like she didn't know how to do what they was doing. She didn't know how to do the whatever it was. She didn't know how to do that either. She was basically like, um, I still just be doing addition like and subtraction. So um instead of actually trying to figure out what 7 times 3 is, take 7 plus 7, get 14. That's 2 sevens. Add another 7 to 14, then you get your answer. So that's how I learned how to do multiplication. Like, well, I never learned how to do multiplication, but that's how I learned how to get the answer. So, um, from doing that, sometimes, like I say, I always pick up on patterns. So I understand patterns. So eventually I start to see like the patterns in the numbers. So like eventually it's going to return to this number, this number, this number, or this number. And I think the 9s, the 11s, the 11s was one of the easiest ones. Like after like 2 and 10, I think it go 5, then 2s. I ain't gonna lie, it might go 10s, then 5, then 2s. Then yeah, 2s, because it's really like, it's like polite. 2 is polite. Then 3s and 11s, like I got those in the bag. 4, 6, 7, 8, 12, all those numbers, I'll be like, bro, I gotta get out of here. I don't want nothing to do with them. But like I'll be picking up the patterns. So even to this day, like whenever I'm doing math or something, I'm basically doing patterns. I learned that too. Like when I was in high school, I still didn't know multiplication, but like I figure out how to get to the answer, and my work will always look like confusing. The teacher wouldn't understand what I was doing, so they start like giving me like spare paper, so I could do like they say like work the problem out, and it was never neat because it was always so much going on that I was doing. So I would be getting the answers, but it would probably take me longer. And then sometimes it wouldn't take me longer. But essentially, that's how I started getting my 4.0s. Because I was getting the answers right, and I was turning in all the work. So when everybody was like, "Hey, bro, that dude's stupid. How he did it?" I ain't gonna lie, I was like thinking the same thing, but I guess like that was like middle school. So middle school I went to, that was like rewarding you for turning in the work. They was rewarding you for doing the work. So sometimes I wasn't getting the answers right and stuff, but I was turning in the work. But like there was a lot of smart kids in there, but for some reason they just didn't want to. I guess they just wasn't turning in the work. I have no clue. Or like let's say they had missed an assignment or something. I wasn't doing that. I was like doing all the work. I was like actually trying to do it too, cause I had already failed like back to back to back. Like I was looking at the progress reports or the report cards, and it was like horrible GPAs basically. It was stuff that they probably never even seen before. They was like, how you even get this? Like, I remember it was one student who had a worse GPA than me, and it was like how he even do this? Like, he come to school every day, he must have did absolutely no work, like in order for this to even be a thing. And I remember him too. He went to like middle school and elementary school with me, but something happened and he went to jail, and then I never heard from him again. I be seeing him around now. If I watch a rap video or something, and he'll be in one of the videos or something. Sometimes I'd be surprised on how much people hated him. I got in a fight with him one time too. I don't understand him, but I mean, I kind of get it. Like, yeah, I was like real quiet, and I think I had got into it with him in elementary, and he remembered it. When I went to middle school, I was like completely silent. Even people I knew from elementary school, like I ain't kicking with them no more. I was just full on mute. Like I ain't talk to nobody. I tried to stay isolated at all times. People would just find me. I remember like the first couple of days, I'd just come and like sit on the wall, and then people would just come find me. I was almost like, dang, this is a skill that y'all finding me. So I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a good spot. They ain't gonna, they definitely not finding me here, but they'll come find me. There was this one girl, we had real funk, and it was like damn near all down the line. Had funk with her daddy, but we was like really funking. She went to that school. She went to the middle school. I guess her sister went there. So she'd be like, oh, that's him right there. She'd tell her sister, and her sister walk up with some big old dudes. They didn't do nothing though. They was just like, oh, that's him. And she'd be like, get over here. I'm trying to tell her. But so I dropped out of school, then I went to another school, and that's like the first thing I remember. As soon as I walked into that school, guess who it was? It was her. And she was like screaming, oh, I hate you. He was a mess with me. We used to get in fights. She's telling all her partners and everything. But I don't know at what point in time this happened. I don't know if it was like the middle school. I mean fifth grade. Summer school in the fifth grade. No, not summer school. The summer of fifth grade. I think like even when I was scared, I was just like I felt like if anything happened, like y'all still gotta beat me. There's a lot of dudes like way bigger, faster, stronger, even smarter, had better skills, all that. I was like, yeah, y'all still gonna have to beat me though. Like, if they go down, we stop this.